apologize. Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Deputy Supervisor McCarthy.
Here.
Councilman Wareheim.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Here.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Here.
Item number 1 under public hearings, the town board to consider the town's entry onto certain real property located at 236 7th Street, St. James, town of Smithtown, reputedly owned by Walter Schmidt for the purpose of remediating and/or removing the structure's threat, which have been designated as an unsafe structure in accordance with the unsafe building standards as set forth in Chapter 112-25A of the Smithtown Town Code as per the recommendations of the Director of the Building Department and the Town Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon, Deputy Supervisor McCarthy, members of the Town Board. My name is Martin Simon. I'm an Assistant Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. The purpose of today's first public hearing is for the Board to consider the demolition of the structure at 236 7th Street in St. James. Property is owned by Walter Schmidt. It's worth noting for the record that Mr. Schmidt has been in and out of district court for the last 7 years on multiple property maintenance issues. We currently have 2 property maintenance summonses pending in 4th District Court, and on March 21st of this year, the court issued an arrest warrant for Mr. Schmidt's failure to come into court. So we've not seen him in quite some time. I left each of you 11 photos taken at the site yesterday, just to give you a little bit of, to put a picture to what the site actually looks like. It's in dire need of remediation. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what will you do with it if you remediate it?
We're going to remove the structure, demolish the house. That's really the only way to deal with that. That concludes my presentation.
Does anybody have any, would like to speak on this matter? No, then move to close the hearing.
You would like to
What?
speak? Yes.
You have to, you gotta go to the microphone, you gotta give your name and address for the town clerk.
How you doing? It's Ted McCarrick, 227 6th Avenue, St. James. I've dealt with Martin on this property for, I think, 3 years now. And it's, the pictures you've seen are what it is. There's been rats there, raccoons living in the house. The gutter is down. And it's just, I live across the street, and it's just a disaster. Every day we look at it, the lawn's been mowed 4 times in the 11 years I've been there. Twice, once in 06, once in 07, and then it wasn't mowed again until 2013, and then I think 2015. So, it's bringing the property value down of all the houses. And actually, Councilwoman Noack helped me with the house next to me on 7th Street, the yellow stucco house. Yeah, you're gonna,
Matthew.
You're at the end.
right, exactly, yes. So, yeah, so that's, basically what the pictures show, and it's just, it's an eyesore, it's dangerous. Kids have got in the past, but the building the town has come in and secured the structure, the back door, but it's just, people dump garbage there, it's just, for what I'm paying for in taxes and everyone around me, it's gotta be gone.
You're right, I looked at it yesterday.
Okay.
It's a deplorable condition.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so that's just my 2 cents of,
Thank you.
whatever you do with it is great. If it's a blank property, people come by and want to purchase it, they come by, they ask me twice a month. The neighbor across the street's got business cards from contractors all the time, so, where's the guy, I'll buy it, I'll let them, build on it, but he's not around, so
Right.
we just have cards stuck in our, mailbox.
Okay,
That's pretty much it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to be heard? Move to close the hearing?
Second?
Deputy Supervisor McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Mr.
Yes.
Town Attorney, I wish to adopt this today, so could you read a resolution to that effect?
Sure. The town board hereby finding that the structure located at 236 7th Street, St. James, reputedly owned by Walter Schmidt, is in violation of Chapter 112 of the Town Code, also known as the Building Code, hereby authorizes the remediating and/or removing of the structures thereat which have been found to be unsafe in accordance with the building standards of Chapter 112-25A.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Mr. Town Attorney, how long does it usually take before that actually comes to fruition?
Well, now that we have the authorization, we'll have to arrange for a bid for the demolition to be completed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Item number 2 under public hearings, the town board to consider proposed local law number 4-2017, amending chapter 112 of the town code of the town of Smithtown entitled Building Construction.
Good afternoon, Deputy Supervisor, members of the Town Board. I'm Janice Hanson, Assistant Town Attorney. The purpose of this amendment is to clarify the fees for residential solar panel installation permits and to set down the fees for commercial solar panel installations. The fees for residential permits are not changing. They'll remain at $150 and $50 for those that qualify as a standard installation under Section 112-1.3C. The section is just being moved to a new subsection H under residential buildings for the purposes of clarification. With regard to commercial permit fees for solar installation, they had not previously been set forth in the code. The amendments will specify that the fee for permits for commercial rooftop-mounted solar panels are $10 per panel, not to exceed $1,000. And for ground-mounted solar panels, the fee is $250 for the first 20 panels and an additional $2 per panel in excess of the 20, not to exceed $20,000. Unless there are any questions, that concludes my presentation.
Anybody like to speak on this? I'll move to close.
Second?
Deputy Supervisor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
All right, under correspondence, special event, Community Association of Greater St. James Car Show, second reading. Item number 2, special event, Barella's Farm Stand Fall Festival, first reading. Anybody wish to be heard for or against? I'll move on
When is
to
the car
advertise.
show?
Huh?
When is the car show?
August 18th.
Thank you. All right, item number 2, advertise for public hearings withdrawn. And now we'll move on to resolutions. Item number 1, the town board to approve the following town board regular meeting minutes of June 6, 2017 at 2 p.m. B, extension of bid 15-048 for traffic signal maintenance and pole installation with Commander Electric, Inc. C, extension of bid number 15-029 for street lighting material with Clay Energy, Best LED Group, Kelly Hayes, and Formed Plastics, Inc. D, Horizon Counseling to Lisa Copier. E, the rejection of all bids received June 15th in connection with bid number 17-045 for cast iron drainage items. F, transfer of administration of the Office of Peoples with Disabilities from the Personnel Department to the Senior Citizens Department. G, use of the Kings Park School District facilities for a Town of Smithtown Recreation Department program, playground program.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes. Item number 2, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids that will return to Town Hall 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, and the dates indicated as per 2A, B, C, and D. Bid number 17-056, planting of street trees, returnable July 27, 2017. Bid number 17-067, cast iron drainage items, returnable July 27, 2017. Bid number 17-066, aerial apparatus maintenance and repair, July 27, 2017. And bid number 17-068, curbside recycling containers with lids, returnable July 27, 2017.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes. Item number 3, the town board to award the following bids and the associated, authorize the purchase of the associated goods and services for 3, A, B, and C. Bid number 17-050 for a deck hockey surface to Matflex Corp. Bid number 17-046 for plow blades and cutting edges as per the printed agenda item. And bid number 17-047 for lumber and building materials to East Islip Lumber.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes. And number 4, the town board to authorize the controller to execute the following as per 4A through P, and these are transfers, increase in transfers and increase in revenue accounts, all housekeeping items.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack,
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes. Item number 5, the town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. 5A, to authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Lazara Ortiz Associates for a marketplace analysis of the Kings Park, New York, on a form approved by the town attorney. B, affiliation agreement with Suffolk County Care Collaborative to participate in the Delivery Systems Reform Incentive Payment Program.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. Item number 6, the town board to approve the settlement in following matters as per the printed agenda. 6A item, National Grid versus the town of Smithtown for $826.64.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. Under personnel, the town board to approve the following personnel matters as per A through V of the printed agenda. This is a change of title, seasonal appointments and reappointment for the Recreation Department, promotion in the Parks Department, promotion in the Parks Department, a promotion in the Parks Department, a promotion in crew leader, Department of Parks, and promotion in the Parks Department, reinstatement, consistent with past practices, salary exempt employees increase, change of effective date for seasonal employee, reassignment, seasonal appointment, part-time, acceptance of volunteer services, salary change, reassignments, change of title, change of effective date, seasonal appointment, and reclassification.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. And we have 3 read-ons to the printed agenda. I have number 1 will be a budget modification, resolution number 13548, for appropriate surpluses in the DPW department and to appropriate fund balances for projects included in the 2017 capital plan and to modify the operating budget accordingly as per the attached.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. We have a bid number 17-060, an award of a bid number 17-060 for tree service to Reliable Tree Service as per bid openings on July 7, 2017, and to further authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement on form approved by the town attorney.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. And we have a secret findings and a decision,
It's the same one.
CCRC and Uplands. The town board to do study and deliberation of subject record to issue a New York State Environmental Quality Review Act findings and decision statement regarding the draft Continuing Care Retirement Community Ordinance Amendment and Change of Zone petition number 2007-04, the Society of St. John. As per the recommendation of Russell K. Barnett, Environmental Protection Director, the issuance of findings of statement involved the regulatory agencies are all required as part of the impact statement.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second to make sure we don't have anything else.
Site plan.
There it is. Okay, we'll move on to this reconvened at the Site Plan Review Board. Minutes approval of our Site Plan Review Board of May 9th, 2017, 2 p.m. Number 2, conditionally approved site plan application of Country Point Woods at Smithtown, number 17-05, for the proposed 69 condominium units, and a conditionally approved the site plan application of Dejana of 17-07 for the proposed 35,000 square foot trucking station.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes. Okay, to be heard, Linda Henninger.
Good afternoon, Town Board. Linda Henninger, 1 Meadowood Lane, Fort Salonga, New York, 11768. I'm Vice President of the Kings Park Civic Association. On behalf of the Kings Park Civic Association, I would like to thank the Town Board for their vote this afternoon regarding the proposed CCRC ordinance. I would especially like to thank Supervisor Vecchio for his steadfast commitment to the Kings Park community these past 4 years regarding the St. John Land matter. We appreciate the board's dedication to this issue, not only protecting the quality of life of our residents, but also your dedication to and understanding that the environmental protection of this property is an integral part of achieving and maintaining that goal. We look forward to working with the town, the state, and St. John Land in seeing that the St. John Land swap become a reality as it truly would, no, it will, not would, it will benefit the entire township in so many ways. It will not only bring much-needed senior housing to the area, jobs, and visitors to our downtowns, it will protect 50 acres of beautiful, pristine wooded property, including a natural spring-fed pond, all the while allowing for the revitalization of some of the former hospital property, making the property safer, and very importantly, hopefully paving the way for further appropriate reuse of this site. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adrian Giordano. Giordano, I should say. Giordano. Hi.
I'm here to tell you how, Andrea Giordano, 173 Maple Drive, St. James. I'm here to tell you how successful our St. James Summer Nights was. I spoke with one of the officers that evening. Everybody seemed to be having a lovely time, and he told me he thought that 4,000 people had passed through that evening. The town is abuzz about it. The town's abuzz about everything that the Civic Association is doing. We have a really, really great hand to Kerry Moore for even thinking about this, no less getting it completed. I just wanted to tell you how much fun I had. I have a gang coming to my house tomorrow for tomorrow night, and my husband and I on Lake Avenue have a business as well as other people, and we loved it. We had so many people asking us about our company there that night because of the bumblebee on our building. So we think it's a win-win, and we can't wait for tomorrow night. And that's all I want to say.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Kerry Moore Weiss.
Hello, everyone again. Carrie Moore Weiss, 6th Avenue in St. James. We come today as a group, and we come today because we did start something as a civic organization. We started it because we wanted to bring something to this town rather than leaving our town to go to other towns. We started the St. James Summer Nights, and yes, we had some negative feedback. But our plan was never to ruffle any feathers. Our plan was to encourage business as well as to have something for families to go to at night. We look at something, where do we have it in town? And with all the businesses, where can we have grass for people to sit on, to enjoy the music? And luckily, the school has worked alongside of us and said, sure, let's use the school for the music, to have people to sit on, to enjoy. Unfortunately, in the spot that we chose, it is affecting 2 businesses. Now, everything that we have done diligently up to this time, and we have our second summer nights tomorrow, we look at and say, what are we doing wrong that we can't have this in the same location? We're looking and saying we've done everything correct. We're doing our due diligence by the businesses. We attended to the Dr. Watkins business by making sure we made a sign saying, do not park here. We made sure we were very attentive to Eddie's Power Equipment and also Jim's the best pool service. So we were left with tons of people who are so excited. We had a numerous amount of crowd. I don't want to be exact in saying almost 4,000, but there was a lot of people. Lynn, I know you were there. Tom, you were there. It's great to have something that is out in our town for people to stay in our town, to look and say, wow, this is great to maybe open up a business. This is great to come and live in this town. And this is the reason why we wanted to start this. You know, unfortunately, we look and say, after this next location, we're supposed to move south of the tracks. Unfortunately, Kincullen is not with us. They do not want us in that section. And yes, we will go into that small section of street, but now we're looking at children's safety, pedestrian safety. I don't know if the flow is a correct spot for that. That's why we're asking for a special meeting to make sure that if we can stay in the same spot. I understand that the 2 businesses that have the problem are not happy with this. We cannot make everyone happy, but we have been very attentive to make sure that we're doing everything of their needs. They both have access to get out, that we were well aware of last week, 2 weeks ago. So I don't know what else we can do besides jumping on our heads and saying, we need this to have a successful event, not only to give back to our community, but for our families.
Thank you very much.
Carrie, just one second. I just have to say this. Having seen Summer Nights, which were great, by the way, I think a special thank you needs to go out to the school district.
Yes.
Who was
Absolutely.
who was incredible. I noticed with letting the band go there, the children playing, the chairs. I was very impressed with the school district for allowing that. So special thanks, I think.
And just let me note that the reason why we had a meeting May 16th with Lynn, and we also had with Robert Murphy. And the reason why he said we had to move the last two was due to the construction. And that's why I said, oh, this is great. We'll make the two businesses happy and we'll move. But in all honesty, thinking about reality and the number of people that attended, and also the people, not only the people, but our function. So I don't want
Thank
to
you.
keep it, but thank you.
Jill Spage?
Jill Spage, 274 Grant Avenue, St. James. Not a public speaker, forgive me. Peace be with you, I am a deacon. Sorry. Thank you for that.
You're off to a good start.
There you go.
I sensed a little tension. I'm a board member of the Community Association of Greater St. James and a lifetime resident of St. James. I've seen Lake Avenue in good times and in bad times. Personally, I prefer the good times. I joined the association at Kerry Moore's request simply because, like Kerry, I love St. James. We, as a board, have a vision of what St. James, and particularly Lake Avenue, could and should be. In the 6+ short months that we've been in existence, I believe we've accomplished a lot of good things in town, and the response from the community has been very positive. The people of St. James are craving for things to do in their own hometown. We've seen a great response to the farmers market, where even people, after they're done shopping, they hang out and develop bonds and talk to people. Our first Summer Nights was also very well received, far better than anyone could have imagined. My job as part of the board at the Summer Nights is the liaison between the businesses and the Civic Association and the crowds. I began checking in with every business between the railroad tracks and Maple Drive at 10 minutes to 5 on that Wednesday. Some were already closed. Some said they were going to stay open the whole evening. But I wanted them to know that I was there for them. That if I could do anything for them during the evening, I would certainly do my best to help them out. I specifically spoke with Charlie Schutka from Eddie's Power Equipment, who said he was closing the shop, but he had some errands to do, but he would be back because he had to bring back a tractor for repairs. I was like, I'm all over this, no problem. I'll be waiting for you at the road closure barricade. So I was stood there from 5:30, which is approximately the time that he said he would be back, until about 10 after 6, when I glanced over the crowds, I happened to see Charlie driving his pickup truck with the tractor in the back down his secret entrance off Maple Drive. Needless to say, I was quite taken back by that. As I spoke to Charlie, told him I would be at the road closure to help him get through. He never said he didn't need me there. It's my understanding that at the beginning of this whole process, Eddie's Power Equipment was against the location due to the fact that the...
Yeah, I get it. Everybody has to get the same 3.
If you want to just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that their customers couldn't get to their shop to drop off or pick up equipment. Obviously, that's not the case.
Thank you. Joanne Shivak.
Joanne Chickvack, 23 Twin Oaks Drive, Kings Park. I'm here to tell you thank you so much on behalf of myself, my husband, and many of my neighbors are here, and the Charter Oaks community for your support of this issue with the uplands. We are so grateful for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lori Delkev.
I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm not a public speaker either. 316 Second Avenue in St. James. I'm a resident of St. James for 24 years and of Smithtown of 30 years. So now I told you my age. I'm here to talk about St. James Summer Nights. I know some of you were there. It was just a dream. It was just, there was thousands of people there. It was just, I couldn't sleep that night. I was so excited. The children, I saw people from PTA from 20 years ago. It was wonderful. So I thank you for allowing it. Thank you for Kerry for starting it. I understand there's some difficulty with the businesses in that area, and I wanted to invite them to join us. Join us. Be part of it. Promote your business. Eddie Power, my husband, services them. You know, be out there, pool guy, be out there, sell floats, have ducks out in the water for the kids. Like, promote it. Be part of us. As far as the location, if you were there, you saw the families frolicking on the lawn. It was just phenomenal. I can't imagine that happening south of the railroad tracks. So if we can come together and try to decide what we can do to make it better, to stay at St. James Elementary, I would ask you to please consider that.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Meg Shutka.
Good afternoon, Meg Shutka, Heatherbrook Road, St. James, also wife of Eddie's Power Equipment owner. Unfortunately, Charlie couldn't be here today because he is working. We are requesting that you keep the conditions in the permit as has been approved, with the locations of July 26th and August 9th being what is a condition in the permit, which is located south of the tracks. On June 28th, Summer Nights, yes, it was a fantastic event. My husband had the smarts to decide to bring in his machines prior to 4 o'clock because the road was closed at 4 o'clock. So he brought in everything. He stopped the working on the machines. He did have some people walk in that had parked a little bit away around 4:15, 4:30. But after that, customers could not get there. As far as him picking up a tractor, he had to drop off something and pick something up. When he came back, yes, he did hear from Jill that she would help him get back. But when he came back, I don't remember what time it was, he decided to come through not a secret entrance. There's a right-of-way in the back through Maple Avenue, which is one of the reasons why we were not too concerned for us as far as access if we had to. But again, when he came back, he didn't see anybody at that, I guess, where the road closure was. So he pulled into his right-of-way in the back of the property and was able to get the machine in through the side. He couldn't bring it around the front because there were 2 vehicles parked right adjacent to the building. So he couldn't get them in that way. And he wouldn't have been able to pull in that way either because there were vehicles there. The only other thing I can say is that he did lose business that night. Customers could not get there. Was it substantial? Maybe not. Best Pools significantly lost business. They had about 2 people within 2 to 3 hours. Normally they have a stream of people, so yes, there was a loss of business there. And you have to remember that's a seasonal business. They couldn't be here tonight or today. I don't even know if they know about this request for a change, but they had a death in the family, so they're at a funeral right now. Also, August 9th happens to be Deep Wells summer movie night. So leaving that area of Lake Avenue open by the school so people can get to Deep Wells would probably be best for the Chamber of Commerce because that is a movie night. I want to say, I think it's Finding Dory is the movie, and it usually is attended by a lot of families. So unfortunately, that's the same night as the summer night. But and just to mention St. James Day, that's on a Sunday. I mean, this event would be great if it was on a Sunday and not impacting any of the businesses, even a Sunday evening. I think that would be wonderful. And in the other location, there is an art studio and an interior decorator who's looking forward to having it in the other location. Thank you.
Thank you. William
you.
Goth.
Good afternoon, William Gothy, 359 Lake Avenue, St. James. I'm here with as far as the chamber is concerned, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to tell you that the summer nights was wonderful. You and I walked up and down the street. You ate a lot more than I did, I can tell you that. Everybody enjoyed themselves, there's no doubt about it. But we did make an agreement that you're going to change the location, and I'd like to see the town stay with that. We went through a negotiation for it, and that's what it is. Now, it's not just me, but people have already advertised they're going to be at the summer nights in front of their property. That's one. We don't know what other entertainment they've contracted for or whatever they're going to do. But as you know, businesses look forward and make arrangements ahead of time. I know, I can tell you, at least one person is advertised, and we can't take it back. It's in print. So you have that. That's one. I don't know how much anybody else is invested in. We've been through a situation of let's do something. We don't know what the venue would be up by Kings Park, in front of King Cullen. But I know a number of the businesses there were pretty excited about they're going to be there. So I know that happened. So I'm going to say, please think about that before you make that decision. And they have not been notified. I understand this came about yesterday, that we were thinking of changing it. And none of the businesses that were involved on the other end of it, the south side of this track, are not aware of it. And also, the car show, there's a number of businesses weren't even aware of that was going on. So we have to have more communication with the businesses so they can plan and do. We're businesses, that's what we do. We spend money to promote ourselves, to make arrangements so we can do business, and I'm done.
Thank you. In Colin?
Good afternoon, Ann Carlin, Bowman Lane in Kings Park. First, I'm a board member of the Kings Park Civic Association, so thank you very much for that vote against the Uplands project. But I'm here tonight really to speak about summer nights. As I've talked about before, my studio is north of the railroad tracks. I can't tell you how many people stood in front of my business and said, I wasn't aware you were here. And my business has increased within a week. Last Friday, I had a record-breaking sales for a Friday day. I've never had the amount of business in my studio, and people came there specifically because they were at summer nights. So I've always said that we need to advertise and make people aware that there is businesses north of the railroad tracks, and that's exactly what summer nights does. Also, on Sunday, I did a free event. It was called Art Rocks in Smithtown. We painted rocks. There's a new thing going on around the country where people paint rocks, and then they paint rocks, and people from other communities come, and you kind of do a rock swap. It brings people to the community. My studio was full of people. We said, come paint rocks for free. And I can't tell you how many parents were there raving about summer nights, but they also expressed concern about summer nights moving to south of the railroad tracks. Because they said their kids were running and playing and rolling on the grass. They had picnic blankets that they sat down on the grass. And their question was, where is that going to happen south of the railroad tracks? Where are the kids going to be playing south of the railroad tracks? How? And they were saying it was not safe. So I really am for, obviously, my business benefits from it being north of the railroad tracks. Yes, it does. But also, I give away free ornaments. I get them back in my business because they have to be fired in the kiln. So whether it's south of the railroad tracks or north of the railroad tracks, people are still going to be coming into my business to pick up the finished product a week later. And that has happened. So I'm not saying that it's going to hurt my business going south. It's not. As far as the chamber goes, I don't recall ever getting, I'm a member of the St. James Chamber. I don't remember ever getting a notice about anything about St. James Night. So to say that the chamber's coming together and wants it to stay south of the railroad tracks. I don't remember getting an email asking me how I felt about that as a member of the chamber. So maybe that's something that the board did, but I wouldn't know because I'm not allowed at board meetings. They don't have regular chamber meetings. So I'm just, again, asking you to please think seriously about this safety issue for the kids and where families can gather, and to think very carefully and reconsider having it north, back where it's safe for the children to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Christy Wolfmuth? You can, but Miss, you had 59 seconds left, so you can, on the clock.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christy Wogemuth. I live on Washington
I
Avenue.
really messed that last name up,
It's
didn't
all
I?
good. I'm Mrs. W at school.
Okay.
It's fine, it's fine. I have nothing prepared, so I apologize for that. But I am here in support of keeping St. James Summer Nights north of the railroad tracks. As you've heard, the night was phenomenal. The feedback was unbelievable. What I loved was running into so many of my children's parents, and their immediate response was, why hasn't this happened before? Why hasn't this been going on? The location was perfect. If you were there, you saw, I don't know, 50, 75 kids just running, just outside running. It was beautiful. My children included. They didn't know most of those kids. They just all went out and played. It was safe, it was protected, it was a perfect location. So I really, really hope that you would consider keeping it there. With the businesses, what Anne did for the children with the ornaments was perfect. I'm so glad she's seen the business come back to her, and we would hope that other businesses would join us. We want businesses to come in. We begged St. James businesses to join in with this, and we would just love to see more and more of them take place with it. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember to close the meeting?
Mr.
No,
Garfield.
Mr. Goth, I'm sorry.
We did not know about this, let's keep it on the north side of the tracks. We didn't know about that till today, or yesterday.
Okay.
So that's that. So the chamber did not notify anybody. All I'm saying is the agreement was made that we'll have provisions to change the location to give these 4 businesses, and by the way, there's 4 businesses. Oh, I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but St. James Lumber has left, and RJK has taken over, so we're going to have another seasonal business there. So we'll have the same 3 seasonal businesses. My point is, we're not against it. We're for it. I want to see 700, 800 members of the Civic Association. Why not ask the school, let's put it all on the school property. Try that. If you don't want to put it down in Kings Park, by King Cullen and the other places, fine. And if you're going to do that, if anybody's paid for the ad, or the ads, or let the civic group pay them back, and everything's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Town Clerk, move to close the meeting?
Second.
Deputy Supervisor McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.